Cycling has always lived and breathed comparison. Riders measured against legends, champions chasing ghosts of greatness. And for decades, one ghost has loomed larger than all others: Eddy Merckx, the cannibal. But in 2025, a new conversation emerged. And this time, it wasn't whispered. Retiring World Tour veteran Michael Woods said it out loud. Tadej Pogačar is vastly superior to Eddy Merckx, and not for the reasons you might expect. When Michael Woods spoke those words,
cycling fans everywhere stopped scrolling.
This wasn't just another pundit exaggeration. Woods, a rider respected for both grit and intelligence, didn't base his claim on emotion. He built it on logic, data, and perspective.
He'd raced against Pogačar. He'd seen the numbers.
And to him, the answer was clear. Merckx raced when there were only 4 billion people on the planet, Woods said.
Only 4 countries were good at cycling.
And some of the guys he raced against were still working other jobs. It's an astonishing reminder of how much the sport has evolved. Today, with over 8 billion people on Earth and professional cycling drawing talent from every continent, the depth of competition is staggering. Riders train with advanced data analytics, nutrition is a science, and recovery methods push human limits. To dominate now isn't just about talent, it's about outclassing a global generation of specialists.
Machines and marginal gains, and in this world,
Tadej Pogačar stands alone. Woods, who's retiring at 39 after a long career with Israel Premier Tech,
doesn't throw compliments lightly. He's raced against Chris Froome, Geraint Thomas, Remco Evenepoel, Jonas Vingegaard, the best of the best. Yet none, he insists, come close to Pogačar's all-round brilliance. Pogačar is as good as he is with this level of depth.
It's vastly superior, Woods said again, his voice certain. Vastly superior. The numbers support his argument.
Pogačar began winning big before he could legally rent a car.
At just 21 years old, he captured his first Tour de France. And since then, his dominance has been unrelenting. Multiple tours, monuments, world championships, and a charisma that's won over fans and rivals alike. This season alone, he's done what most professionals dream of accomplishing in a lifetime. Victories from February to October, wins across cobbles, mountains, and time trials. His riding style, bold, attacking, and joyful, has redefined how modern cycling looks. But what truly sets him apart, Woods says, isn't just the palmarès. It's the way he wins.
Merckx devoured races, often crushing weaker opposition in an age of limited global talent.
Pogačar conquers a world of equals. Every race he enters is packed with World Tour level athletes, armed with the same data, coaches, and cutting-edge equipment. Yet somehow, he still makes it look easy. Merckx was great, Woods admits, but Pogačar is competing in a far deeper ocean. To dominate like this now, it's almost superhuman, and it's not just about physiology. Woods highlights the mental game, the relentless pressure of modern sport. Every move analyzed, every watt compared, every word dissected on social media.
The scrutiny is constant.
It becomes not as fun when you have less opposition, he says. So I don't foresee Pogačar racing into his late 30s. He doesn't need to. He could stop tomorrow. And in my mind, he's already the greatest cyclist that's ever lived. It's a striking statement from a man who spent his life climbing mountains and chasing dreams.
But for Woods, Pogačar's greatness isn't about the number of wins. It's about how he wins.
And against whom. He even compares Pogačar's situation to that of Peter Sagan, another generational talent who eventually burned out. Sagan just got bored, Woods said.
You could tell it became a job.
And when you're an athlete like Pogačar or Sagan, they want to keep pushing limits, testing themselves. When that stops, so does the fun. So how long can Pogačar keep it up? Woods thinks it might come down to mental endurance more than physical. The Slovenian phenom has already achieved everything, yet he keeps finding motivation. Not in records, but in the thrill of racing itself. That's what makes him different. And perhaps that's where the comparison with Merckx becomes most interesting. The Belgian was ruthless, often cold, a machine built to destroy.
Pogačar is warm, smiling, and infectiously human.
He wins with joy, laughs in interviews, and treats rivals with respect. He's not the cannibal, he's the conductor, orchestrating brilliance with a grin. Woods' comments came as he announced his retirement from World Tour racing. After a long decorated career, the Canadian plans to shift gears but not slow down. "I've got big plans," he said.
I want to do some alternative events. Bucket list stuff like Leadville, Cape Epic, maybe an Ironman. I just love training and racing. He even wonders aloud how he'd perform as a triathlete.
I want to answer that question, he said, laughing. Would I be a good triathlete?
I guess I'll find out. Even in his parting words, Woods shows the kind of curiosity that defines athletes like Pogačar, the endless pursuit of the next challenge. It's fitting that one champion praises another as he transitions into a new chapter. But Woods' take on Pogačar also reflects a wider truth about modern sport. Greatness is evolving. The athletes of today aren't just racing against their contemporaries. They're battling decades of progress, science, and history itself. And when someone like Pogačar rises above all that, the word superior begins to take on a new meaning. Pogačar's reign has blurred the line between generations. He's not just winning tours and monuments, he's uniting fans who grew up idolizing Merckx, Indurain, Armstrong, and Froome. To many, he feels like the culmination of everything cycling has ever been. Power, flair, intelligence, and heart. Even Merckx himself has acknowledged the Slovenian's brilliance, once saying, "He rides like I used to." But perhaps the more accurate statement now is, he rides beyond what any of us imagined. And while cycling's historians will forever debate GOAT status, the difference in eras cannot be ignored. When Merckx raced, training data was written in notebooks, nutrition meant pasta and steak, and recovery meant sleep. Today, riders operate like Formula One machines, guided by real-time telemetry, aerodynamics, and analytics. Dominating that environment takes a level of precision, adaptability, and mental strength that simply didn't exist 50 years ago. That's what Woods means by vastly superior. It's not a disrespect to Merckx, it's a recognition of evolution. To rule in the modern peloton is to master a world that's faster, smarter, and exponentially harder. And Pogačar, he's done that with grace. From gravel to grand tours, he's conquered every terrain. From the UAE heat to the cobbles of Flanders, he's shown no weakness. His style transcends specialization. He's not a climber or sprinter or time trialist, he's everything at once. And that, more than anything, is why Woods' words resonate. By the end of 2025, Pogačar had not only lifted UAE Team Emirates to unprecedented success, but also elevated cycling itself. His dominance is both statistical and spiritual, the rare kind that makes fans fall in love with the sport again. And for Michael Woods, that's what greatness really means.
He doesn't just win, he said.
He reminds us why we race. Maybe that's the secret behind this comparison.
Merckx conquered cycling. Pogačar connects it. One devoured the sport. The other uplifts it. So when Woods says vastly superior, it's not about numbers. It's about meaning. It's about what kind of legend we need in today's world. One who wins with power, but leads with joy. As Pogačar rides into another season,
the shadow of Merckx no longer looms. It rides beside him,
smiling as the torch passes quietly from one era to the next.